Alright, we won the die roll. And we will play first. This looks like a keeper. We got stuff to do in a plethora of different matchups. Certainly going to lead with the Celestial Colonnade without having much information. With all the Jeskai control floating around these days, this may just signal that I'm on that deck. And so my opponent will be rather surprised when I Fatal Push one of his creatures for the first time. Or it might just be a Jeskai control mirror match, in which case the Fatal Push won't be very relevant. I'm going to fetch a blue source and pop in the Search for Azcanta on turn 2. Oh, sleight of hand. Okay, so that tells me that we're probably dealing with Storm. In which case, that Polluted Delta is going to come in handy. Alright, we will save the Delta, put out an island, and Search for Azcanta in play. This will be a good opportunity to demonstrate what my combo matchup is like. Many of the arguments against Esper and for Jeskai are that Jeskai has enough of a clock going with its burn spells to apply pressure to the combo decks and win the game. So hopefully we can prove that to be something that this deck is able to do as well. Pyromancer Ascension, this is a little bit non-traditional for Storm. Gideon of the Trials. I think we want that. This is kind of odd. I'd rather have a counterspell at this point. Well, yeah, we're going to put that in the graveyard. That's a good card against Storm typically, but in this case, I don't know that that's really what I want to be playing against a Pyromancer Ascension. I have to at least represent a counterspell here. It's unfortunate I've drawn all 3 Cryptics right now. That's a cool island. Well, that's Dominaria, okay. Alright, my opponent of course has the second sleight of hand to start things off. Now Cryptic can at least bounce Pyromancer Ascension, which is like at least a little bit helpful, but not a very fast way not a permanent solution for the problem. No, that's no good. Sometimes drawing 3 of the same card is a very good thing. But now my opponent is down to 1 mana source here. So they may double up on Serum Visions. However, I should be able to find a land and Cryptic that Pyromancer's Ascension on my turn, so that helps. Let's see what he's doing with that. Two cards on the bottom. That's good news. One card on the bottom, one on top. Okay. Alright, let's see. What are you gonna grab? I think we're gonna take a Watery Grave here. And we'll play the Snapcaster because we need the clock. Alright. Flooded Strand. Heck no, I want that. So we can attack with the Snap. And we'll go ahead and bounce that Pyromancer Ascension because that is going to need to be dealt with. Grabbing a Plains here. I don't want to give him the opportunity to untap with that. I don't know exactly what I would expect from my opponent, but I know that the options are not in my favor. Instant speed, rituals, doubling up, getting a bunch of mana. I don't know if he's playing Gifts Ungiven in that deck. It's certainly possible. Okay. Another Serum Visions. I guess the multiple copies of Cryptic Command might come in handy after all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in my graveyard. I'm going to put the 6th in my graveyard. Oh, so he's got white in his deck. You know, sometimes Storm decks splash white for wear and tear, which may be what we're looking at here. Lingering Souls. That's a pretty good draw. Put that in the graveyard. Another Lingering Souls. Okay. Well, got to attack here. And the question is, do I Cryptic now? And I feel like I probably should. What's he got? Remand? Remand would tap him down for 2. I think we're okay Crypticing on his turn. No, I can't risk it. I can't risk it. We got to go for it right now. Alright, that's an island, not a path to exile. I would feel a little more comfortable if that were a path. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so he's got an opt. Alright, we've got our opponent down to 11, which is not terrible. We can flashback the Lingering Souls and put 4 damage on the board. And then still have Cryptic Command mana up. More Dominaria lands. Those are cool. Alright, all yours. I'm just gonna yield this time. It's not worth faking like I've got anything. I can put the stops back on if he casts a creature spell, but I don't expect that to happen at this point. Top of the library. Okay, so he found what he wanted. In both cases, actually. There's the other one. Excuse me. And we're about to flip that search, so that's good news. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll put that in the graveyard and transform. I got all the mana in the world that we could need. That is remand mana there. Celestial Colonnade. Man, I want to drop that Gideon, but I'm not seeing my logic knots. That's a real bummer. Or Detention Spheres, for that matter. I really have plenty of things that can effectively deal with this situation, but I don't think it's worth risking the Azcanta to get it. Alright, attack him down to 8, and then I'm going to have... I'm going to represent 2 attacks here with my Lingering Souls tokens. I expect some end of turn shenanigans here, so I'm going to at least pass to him and see what happens. Yeah, there we have it. Thought Scour. Okay. Two, 3, 4. And once again, we're going to bounce that to his hand. At least tax his mana a little bit. This is not a great situation to be in. He's kind of reaching the critical mass of lands that's needed to really go off with that deck. Of course, I drew a Serum Visions. Not the greatest thing to see, but not terrible either. Now I do have Celestial Colonnade. If the opportunity looks right, I might be able to attack in with everything. But he's just got to totally brick for that to happen, because I see rather than that happening, he's more likely to just storm off right now. It's possible that I should have Cryptic on his turn. I guess we'll see. Yeah, there's Manamorphose. He's probably got the second one in his hand if he's doing that. Ugh. Or the third one. That's about the worst thing that he could have played right there. But with all the card draw that he's been using, I'm not surprised to see it, I suppose. I wouldn't be too disappointed if this stuff just goes after my creatures. Now I'm currently running in my sideboard Surgical Extraction, as well as one Nihil Spellbomb. I've got the split. So Nihil Spellbomb obviously is a little better in this particular matchup versus the Pyromancer Ascension Storm. The Surgical Extraction is fine, but isn't gonna, isn't gonna help terribly. All right, so that was pretty darn close. Not ideal for us, but could have been a lot worse. Let's see. I have really no idea what to expect. I don't know if he's like on the Empty the Warrens plan in the second game. But Purge is good, since I can purge the Pyromancer Ascension. I don't hate that. Vendilion Clique is probably pretty good. Surgical Extraction will be great. I feel like I'm going to need this Engineered Explosives as some kind of backup against potential Empty the Warrens, because I don't want to keep in these Wrath of Gods, but maybe I ought to keep one Supreme, just in case. Gideon in the Trials I don't think is so great in this matchup. Ally, Jace, cut that for now. Let's see, Timely can go. Oh yeah, Nihil. I almost forgot to put that in. Now Gideon is a clock, though, that's the thing. So at 3 mana, if I'm on the play, that might be worthwhile for that purpose. However, there aren't many other reasons that I'd want to see it like later on. Maybe we just stick to this. I'm going to cut the paths. I don't see any need for the paths right now. Especially if I'm going to keep the pushes in for potential creatures. If I can get them into top deck mode, we're in business. I'll put Collective Brutalities in. That's another thing that can deal with creatures, as well as get rid of some of the kind of engine cards that he's got in his hand. However, that does fill up his graveyard, which is kind of bad news for us. Jace might be kind of good. If I can get him into this situation where I'm fate sealing him, we might be okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. So we got Negate, Search, Snap, Souls, Jace, Cryptic, Supreme, Tef. Yeah, and I'm going to keep Teferi around because he can deal with the Pyromancer's Ascension as well. So we'll try that. Keep getting these oddball decks in this run here. Okay, there's a Nihil Spellbomb and Celestial Purge, so I like this, and a Detention Sphere. Really, all of that stuff should be good against him. Lucky enough to see a lot of my sideboard cards. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab a Hallowed Fountain. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's a possibility that I'm going to need to see 2 blue sources on my next turn. But, well, that may not be true. I don't have the Logic 9 in hand. I'd have to draw twice to really make that the case. Alright, so there's a Godless Shrine. Don't think I'm too worried about that right now. We'll put the Field of Ruin in play. Best case scenario, he's going to tap out next turn for a Pyromancer's Ascension that I can exile with the Purge. Now I'm going to need to find a clock sooner than later. Alright, that's not a Pyromancer's Ascension. We're going to have to shock this into play because I'm going to need that Field of Ruin online here soon. Like, probably right now. I need to find a second blue source, obviously, for the Logic Knot. Alright. Thought Scour, Ops, Serum Visions. If I can catch a Bolt, that's going to be a good target for my Surgical Extraction, as that's kind of a win condition in the Pyromancer Ascension version of this deck. Alright, let's grab that Steam Vent. Here's a Bolt. Maybe not yet. This is going to give him Gifts Ungiven mana, which I'm not terribly concerned about with the Nihil Spellbomb online, but we'll see what he chooses to do here. Okay, nothing. Ooh, Tef, okay. We're missing a land drop here, that's not good. Okay. I feel like I want to counter that. 1, 2. Yeah, I think I better counter that. Or at least try. Might need a remand, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Oh, there's a remand. Okay. So we've got a Detention Sphere for the Thing in the Ice. Get him while he's tapped out. Hopefully draw land here. No, that is a Lingering Souls. Okay, well. Oh man, that would be a great play if that counter succeeded. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do this. But we can't risk a turn with that thing on the table because it's just too deadly. Flipping and dealing 7 damage when I'm at 15 life is a little scary. Alright, there's a Serum Vision. Missing these land drops is really starting to hurt. Just putting 2 cards on the bottom. Makes me feel a little better. He's on 5 though, I'm not. Another Thing in the Ice. Alright, let's see a land drop. There we go, okay. Alright, so we can play the Engineered Explosives on 2 right now. Yeah, I think I want to keep the black mana open. Oh, but that doesn't give me Logic Knot. Okay, we'll do it this way, and then I can fetch a Watery Grave if I need to. No remand. Alright, thank you. Now his converted mana cost is 2 no matter what, even when he's flipped, I believe. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm going to find out the hard way pretty soon. Alright, there's a bolt. So here's the thing. Now it's possible that blowing it up is just the right move because, let's see, sacrifice is part of the effect, or part of the cost. Let's go ahead and grab an island. So he's trying to bounce my other stuff. Now, if this works out the way I think it is, he's going to try to play... Okay, I see what's going on. Alright, so if he tries to play a couple more spells to flip that thing and get the bounce trigger, then my Engineered Explosives should blow up both Thing in the Ices, and he would really only be bouncing my Nihil Spellbomb. If I can get him tapped out, Surgical might be a good choice on that bolt. I mentioned that earlier. Manamorphose is also a fantastic target for such a thing. Wear and Tear. Ah, wow. That's pretty good. Alright. So we'll grab the graveyard. Let's see. Holding priority because I might want to do something about the target something with my Surgical. I think I wait on that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that. He's down to 3 cards in hand. How many Manamorphose did I get there? Just 1. 1 and a bolt. Okay. I might regret that. We'll see. Alright, any chance that I can resolve this Tef? I feel like if he had the remand, he would have used it on the Engineered Explosives. Now, do we hide that? I think we've got to. Burn spell? Have you got it? Okay. Whew. Now, Teferi's a decent win condition against this deck if he sticks around. Now, there are a lot of ifs going on, but if I can get him up to 8 and ultimate him, drawing cards and exiling his lands is a surefire way to win this game. All right, so there's Manamorphose. That means that the next draw is the Thing in the Ice. I'm only at 10 life right now, so I'm a little bit scared about you know, paying 2 for the surgical extraction. That scour me. Okay. Oh, because he doesn't want to. He wants to draw his thing in the ice rather than mill it. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh, ow. Okay. There's the bolt. That was a pretty effective turn, I'd say. Now here's what he left himself vulnerable to, though. Celestial Purge is going to feel really good right now. So I think that I purge this. And I can surgical something. He's got 1 card in hand. Or I gotta play a creature. Or some creatures. We gotta start the clock. That's what we need to do. So now we are not going to pass priority because we've got the surgical at the ready. Another Pyromancer Ascension. Alright. He's pretty damn close to being out of resources, though. So not too scared. Ah, that's pretty good. I can't do it, though. Alright, we're going to attack. Alright, we'll flash back the souls. And oh man, I really want to use this surgical right now. I think I've got to. What are we going to target? Let's get the bolt. No, let's get the Manamorphose. That's the trouble. I might just regret that. Oh, he's got a bolt in hand too. Alright, so we're going to take a picture of that deck. And then pass priority back. Four helixes, 1 more bolt. Oh, he's got Monastery Mentor in there. Okay. Yeah, that's getting countered. So I know he's got a bolt in hand, so we've only got to pay 4 for it. One, two, three, 4. Yeah. Thank God for that. We might be able to do this. Especially if we start Fate Sealing next turn. Alright, cool. And it may be worth shocking with the Jace as well. Or, excuse me, with the Hallowed Fountain so I can leave Logic Knot up. Dispel. Huh. Do I want him to have that? I just gotta know it's there. No, you can keep that. In that case, I'm certainly not gonna be shocking. Let's attack. That Dispel's a little risky. Given that he may draw something like more relevant if I Fate Seal him next turn and I see something that I want to put on the bottom of his graveyard or bottom of his library. Not only will the Dispel be a problem for my Logic Knot, but it will also cause issues for meaning that the thing in ice is going to become alive sooner. Yeah, that Helix is going to have to go. Let's see, that's 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, put it on the bottom. Okay. Land. Man, it's a good thing I Fate Sealed. Alright, one more turn. Let's see, no whammies. Just draw land. And preferably not a different Lightning Helix. Alright, we got it. Woo! That was scary. Alright, so knowing that he's got the Thing in the Ices, and he's got the Monastery Mentor, maybe we cut a Fatal Push in favor of a Supreme Verdict. I don't know if we can do that. I think our plan is probably the best one. Our tokens really suffer with the Thing in the Ice. We have to make sure we deal with that. Collective Brutality, unfortunately, doesn't do a great job of dealing with Thing in the Ice. And maybe on the draw, we need more answers to that guy. So a path. Now looking back at his deck, he's got the burn spells. He's got the Monastery Mentors. Here, I'll put it in on the screen. He's also got some Snapcaster Mages. So those are a functional clock for him too. But he's pretty low. It looks like he cut all but maybe 2-3 Pyromancer Ascensions, and he's not playing Gifts Ungiven at all. So that's interesting. Okay. Collective Brutality also not very good against the Monastery Mentor. So maybe we cut that. Let's do another Supreme. Because it can't be countered. I think we try that. Baneslayer Angel might be a good way of getting out of the pit and staying above the critical burn range. He doesn't really have a whole lot to deal with that. Though it is going to be a victim to Thing in the Ice, especially if I'm tapping out for 5. Oh, we got another path in. We got Fatal Pushes. We got Supreme Verdicts. We got Engineered Explosives. Could we cut a Supreme Verdict? I think we better play it safe. No, let's do it. We're gonna try it. You only live once. Alright, our clocks are pretty close. However, I've got to be a little careful, especially as I'm talking to you guys. It makes it a little harder to play efficiently. I'm keeping this one. Serum Visions could be anything. I know that's not necessarily always advisable, but having a Supreme Verdict with enough mana to cast it makes me feel a little better, considering his sideboard plan is basically a creature route. Let's see what he did there. 2 cards on top. Ew, gross. Where's my Thought Scar when I need it? Alright, there's a Tef. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a slow hand. Fatal Push and Snap. Let's see. Yeah, I think that we'll put the Snap on top. If we need to fetch it away, we can. But we'll probably be needing that Fatal Push, so keep that up there. Yeah, there's the Thing in the Ice. Okay, cool. So, we're going to deal with that guy right away. And I think I'll be liking to see the Snapcaster Mage on the next turn as well. Especially if he follows up with another creature, which I wouldn't be surprised to see right here. Let's see a Monastery Mentor. That'd be a great sequence for us. Shocking. There's a 3-drop of some sort. No Geist, though. Please no Geist. Oh, Thought Scar. Okay. I'm going to need to find my Graveyard Hate soon. Okay. Now, do I want to flashback Supreme Verdict, or Serum Visions, excuse me? Probably not. I'll go with that. Helix. Okay. All right, looks like he's setting up for a big Pyromancer Ascension turn. No? Okay. Keeping that Polluted Delta online, I might need it. Oh, well, there's another one. Alright. Yeah, stop drawing lands here soon. By putting that Hallowed Fountain into play tapped, I'm basically telling him I don't have a Cryptic Command. Either that or I value the 2 life enough to not want to shock for the Cryptic Command. Alright, looks like my opponent's drawing a lot of lands too. Now he's got 5 lands in play and only 4 cards in hand, so in that respect, we are winning the game. But I know there are a lot of other factors that really determine whether or not that's the case. Okay, 2 cards on top of the library. Once again, all gas. Alright, maybe a Logic Knot? Something. Not a Polluted Delta. Well, that is pretty miserable. Do we risk it? I don't think we can really risk this. But can we? How many remands is our opponent playing? He's got a Negate. He must have had the remands in hand. I think we saw 2 remands. There's 1 here in the deck. So possibly like 4 total counter spells. Now I don't know that resolving a Teferi at this point is really like a great situation for us anyway, but it might just be worth trying it because we don't really have a lot else going for us. And if he tries to play something, all we've got in that respect is just a bluff right now. So we're gonna give it a shot. Please no whammies. Oh, he's got it. Oh, Manamorphose. Okay, he's hoping to draw it anyway. Resolves? No! Alright, this might be game over. Oscar himself. Oh, that's pretty gnarly. And an opt. Oh, so he knew he put that there because he did Serum Vision. I remember that now. So it wasn't just luck. Let's see a creature. Play a creature. Yeah, Mentor. That's okay. Down to 3 cards in hand. If I can draw a Nihil Spellbomb next turn, then it's on. Okay, so Floodgates. Oh, there's a. It's kind of like a Nihil Spellbomb. The Floodgates were open for him, and the best thing he could do was play the Monastery Mentor. So I'm not too concerned right now. Certainly gonna Verdict still. Now, what do we want to catch with this Surgical Extraction? I think probably the Lightning Helix while we have the opportunity to do so. Especially since there are 3 Manamorphose in the graveyard already. Hopefully he's got 3 other Lightning Helix in his hand. Oh, he's got 1, okay. Bolt, Helix. And let's take a snapshot of that now. Okay, that's good. I'm not terribly afraid of the the thing in the ice. However, I could have shocked. I could have paid the Phyrexian mana for the Surgical Extraction so that I could also get his thing in the ice out of his hand. Now he just might be able to flip it, which is a little scary for me, but I've got Snapcaster and Fatal Push in the graveyard. So was that Scalding Tarn in his hand? Do you have that in play? I can't even remember. I already lost track. Okay, so the Opt is getting cast. I'm crossing that out. Thing in the Ice is in play. A Lightning Bolt floating around there somewhere. So there's one unknown in his hand. Let's just hope it's not a Negate, because I want to play this Teferi right now. Oh, there's a Fatal Push. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Tef. +1. Ooh, search for Azcanta. Nice. Okay, we're gonna play that search. Yeah, for sure. Oh, ow. I thought I had a basic left. I guess I don't. Alright, we're gonna shock. Alright, we're gonna play the search because we're able to untap and Fatal Push at our end step before he draws a counter spell. Yeah, alright, cool. I'm feeling pretty good about this board state. Alright. Well, there you have it. There's our combo game. It was a little tight for sure, but I feel like we're well in control of that game at the end there. Obviously, there are a lot of situations, there are a lot of routes where our opponent could have just ran away with the game. That's a huge graveyard that he accumulated. Nihil Spellbomb was something that we could potentially be starting to dig for with a flipped search, and also with the Teferi online. But as scary as it is to play a Teferi against a combo opponent like that, when it resolves, it's just a total haymaker and it makes the risk worthwhile. And sometimes you got to take those risks. No matter what kind of deck you're playing, you've got to take risks against combo decks, and so there it paid off, obviously. Anyways, we're going to go on to another one. I'm glad we got to play a combo deck and dispel some of the myths about that. Obviously, one game may not be enough for you to believe in Esper versus combo, but I'm sure we'll see some more going forward, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.